Hello, hello, hello. Howdy.
Hold it, hold it, hold it. Or is it
Oh,
howdy, howdy, howdy?
it's I don't know. For the love of Jane Russell's fat tits. We what does he say? I've heard it so
At
many times.
horse's ass on toast.
Yeah, I should know it by now. But how you doing, guys? We decided to forego the intro just because we were running a little late and we wanted to get to you guys. We wanted to get to our children.
Yeah,
Mommy and daddy are here.
I just got my kid to bed and I just got home a few minutes ago. I had to get my PlayStation fixed. I was at my buddy's fixing the HDMI port on that. So I got it all working now. And
The one they broke?
yeah, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I would have thought that would have been an easy fix, just like the port was loose, right?
No, we had to redo the HDMI port because it was broken.
Okay, so you got a tech buddy. You got one of those guys that you can do that stuff, like solder and stuff.
Yeah. So I went over to his house and took care of that, and that saved me $200. So
There you go. It's cool. Are the kids still being punished though, even though you fixed it?
they've been doing chores for the past month. Now they have like chore sticks. So every day they come home, they grab a stick out of the jar that tells them what chores they need to do for the day.
That's good. But like, do they get the PlayStation back yet or no?
Yeah,
Oh,
they
they
will.
do.
They
Okay.
will, but because they're doing their chores. But
So hey, let's say hi to everybody in the chat that we got so far here. We got Blaine. He's been here a while, being patient. Thank you for
Sorry,
waiting on
Blaine.
us. We got Silhouette. We got Sean. What's up? Hold on. Scrolling down here. Yep. Sean's in the house. What's up? We got Zakito Singles, best cameo from Not Drunk Eddie Vedder. Yeah, dude. Okay. So there you go. We're doing the best movies of 1992, and Riverman and I have each selected 10.
yeah,
And we'll just kind of trade off, and we'll share our list here. There was so many, dude.
oh, there's tons.
1992 is stacked,
Oh yeah,
and I was able to get my list down to 10. We're not doing any honorable mention bullshit just because there's so many good movies. You if it didn't make the list, you could probably guess if it's an honorable mention or not.
yeah.
Because
It
we
is.
really had to cut this thing at the knees, man. And then getting it narrowed down to 10, that was kind of tough, but it was actually even tougher ordering that 10 because there are some heavy hitters, man.
Oh god,
So-
there's tons of good movies that came out then.
So I don't know. I don't really want to waste too much time before we get into it, but happy Friday. Hopefully everybody in the chat here had a good week. Hopefully you guys are also liking the chat. Help us out. Let's get some folks in here, and work week's done.
Yeah. Sorry, the lights are blinding me. There we go.
Yeah.
Much
It's been a long week. I've been super busy. You know, Todd's already familiar with the pain. I am busy, dude, with the kid on the way. I'm getting put to task. every free second I have, I've got, and I'm having fun doing it. We're doing the nesting thing. I'm remodeling a room. I'm moving stuff from one room to other rooms, and I'm deep cleaning, spring cleaning stuff out. I've been selling off stuff to make room. It's just started the baby proofing process.
Oh,
So
yeah,
one thing that I was doing this week is we have drapes. We're keeping all of our drapes and stuff downstairs, but all the drapes are gone upstairs, and I've had to install these blinds. I got these like mesh shade blinds. And you know, my wife's kind of up and stuff. She follows like all the trends on like TikTok and stuff, and she like tells me about this stuff. And these things are badass, dude. Now the thing about TikTok is, you know, it's not always like the boutique bougie stuff that's trending. Like sometimes these TikTokers will elevate just an obscure product that happens to be good and it's not really expensive. And we got these blinds, and they're like the gosh, what are they called? I'm forgetting what they're called, but they're like dual layered. It's like a blind in shears, and it looks awesome. So now my room looks so flush. I'm actually happy that my giant ass curtains are gone, because it's like cable management was a pain in the ass down here.
So it's not blackout blinds or anything. It's like,
No, it wasn't necessary because I want a little light, but they keep just the perfect amount of light in here. The way with them fully open, perfect. And I can close them, but anyway, so I've been busy with that stuff, and I've got more to go. I am treating myself part of the arrangement of basically losing a room to a nursery, and I'm gonna have to consolidate my movie room into my work office, which normally sucks, but I'm getting a chair. and I was admiring Todd's chairs back there. I got to get a recliner, and I'm going to be shopping for that this weekend. Oh,
Yeah, and spend a little money on it because I mean I love mine, man.
well, it's yeah. I don't want to go. I don't want to pick the wrong thing. Yeah, it's one of these things that I got to find that sweet spot for investment or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm entering that phase of my life where I'm gonna fall asleep in my recliner every night.
Oh yeah. When I was sick, I had the flu earlier this year. I slept in the basement in the recliner for a week.
Are those chairs back there the same?
No, one's a recliner and one's just a
That's what it looks like. The one closest to
armchair.
us. Okay.
The one closest to us is like just an armchair. And
So
then the
that's
other,
that's a power recliner. I see the cup holders. Is it one of the flush, what do they call it? Wall hugger.
yeah, yep,
Yeah. So I mean, that's just the kind of thing in a head adjustment, like a power head.
yep.
Yeah. You'll have to show me what yours looks like, but that's kind of the stuff I'm looking for. But my mom's in the chat again, always looking to support. I appreciate
Hey
it.
Denise,
I couldn't get it down to 10, she says. It's too many great movies that year. There's a ton, man.
I'm gonna be leaving some out. Some Aaron will have that I don't have, and vice versa.
Yeah. And then sadly, Harley Davidson, the Marlboro Man, did not come out this year, Mom. So you didn't have to throw that baby out.
That'd be number one.
Yeah, so Blaine's got a solid list too. So let's get into it. We're not gonna jerk you around any further. I'm gonna share my handy dandy list. See, look at that production value, and we're gonna roll right into it. Hold on, and let's see here. Let me pull up my list here.
I got to pull mine up too.
All right, it was super tough. Let's see here. All right, so do you want me to start? Actually, let's let Todd start. He's at the bottom because we're gonna go from the bottom up. So Todd, go ahead and start. Give us your number 10.
Like you were saying, this is super difficult. This isn't necessarily the best movies, but these are my favorite movies. So number 10, I would have to put Army of Darkness as number 10. I know that I've been up and down on Army of Darkness. I used to love it when I was younger, and then I kind of fell out of love with it, and it was fine. And now I'm getting kind of back into it. But solid end of the trilogy, the Evil Dead trilogy, and Bruce Campbell, of course, and just a fun movie, man. It's definitely dated. It shows its age, but that's why I like it. So Army of Darkness is my number 10.
And guess what? It didn't make my list. I had to cut it.
Yeah, there's just too many.
I had to cut it. And yeah, I think I echo your sentiments. Army of Darkness, I think it's more important of a movie than I actually enjoy watching it these days. Like, I respect how important it is and its popularity and it's.
I've just seen it too many times.
I just prefer Evil Dead 1 and 2 a lot more.
Yeah.
But purists can't even deny that I think it is because of Army of Darkness why it's kind of like elevated in popularity, and it's cult, like, it's just gotten bigger. Like, if it would have stopped at Evil Dead 1 and 2, I think it would have its fan base, but I mean, Army of Darkness has its fans.
Just blew it up. Yeah.
The movie was a bomb, which is funny. It really didn't blow it up, but it's just had these legs in the afterlife. And
DVD and video.
Yeah, it would be interesting if you were to poll and to see how each installment ranks as far as like what people think is their favorite, because I think it'd be, part of me feels like it'd be very even. Like, you'd have people say, because how many franchises, I mean, 3 movies, it's a light franchise, but how many franchises can you say there's an argument to be made for either one of them as the best? Because there's people that love the first one, they're purists. Evil Dead 2, I'm one of those guys where I think I always give it the edge to Evil Dead 2, but there's people that love this one.
Yeah, and back when we were in high school, it was pretty much all divided when it came to it. A majority of people, it seemed like Army of Darkness the best. I was an Evil Dead 1 guy, that's my favorite, and then you were an Evil Dead 2 guy. So,
but I love them all. I think Evil Dead 1 and 2, it's really just kind of like splitting hairs with Evil Dead 1 and 2. And there's obviously, I mean, I'm not saying anything nobody doesn't know already, but there was this progression. There was this, we're going for straight horror, but it's kind of schlocky and unintentionally funny, but it's, trying to be straight horror. And I think Evil Dead 1 is genuinely creepy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I get it if you don't like seeing how the sausage is made and seeing where like the makeup and the skin connect on the Deadites prosthetics and seeing the fish line and the milk. It looks budget. It looks, but that's kind of the charm of it. But there's something about it. It still keeps me in it. You know what I mean? Like there's parts where I think it's still fucking creepy, even
The
though it looks
Deadites are scary looking, man.
even though you know it looks so obvious that it's just a movie, but there's something about it. And obviously they infused Three Stooges into that horror with the second one, and I thought that's where the sweet spot was. And then they kind of went full Stooges with the third one, like Stooges with like an action movie. And I just think they went a little far into it. So I think Evil Dead 2 is the sweet spot. But all right, so didn't make my list. I had to cut it. Now, if this was Evil Dead 1 or 2, it would be on my list. So for me, let's see if you have to let me know if I say something that's on Todd's list, you can go ahead and well, no, you don't have to tell me. You can tell me it's on your list, but we'll just kind of brush past it. But let me know if I say something. Rapid Fire. Rapid Fire breaks the top 10 for me, starring the late Brandon Lee. He only did a few flicks. This is a great movie. You know what movie Rapid Fire I bumped to, what movie this bumped off my list?
What?
I'm like, I felt like I had to have an action movie on here, and it was this and Universal Soldier. I'm like, nope, Rapid Fire. Because Rapid Fire is just the better movie. It's got an amazing soundtrack. It's a basic vanilla action movie, but there's just something charismatic about Brandon Lee, and Powers Booth as a villain is awesome. And I don't think this ever got did this ever get a Blu-ray release?
No, I don't think so.
God, I think I still just have my ghetto DVD, and I would love for somebody to put out a 4K of this. And it kind of blows me away because Brandon Lee just had a few movies. You think there's enough of an audience and Brandon Lee fans where like somebody would scoop these up, some boutique, and put them out there. I mean, I don't think people really talk about Rapid Fire. It took forever for Showdown to get a Blu-ray release, for crying out loud. But it's pretty much just The Crow, that gets all the love, which is unfortunate. But I absolutely I freaking love it. Blaine says, I seen this one when it first came out in video. I love it, man.
I've never seen it. I'll have to watch it.
And the soundtrack is done by Neil Sean. Had a band, a side band. Gosh, what is it called? I always want to say Fastway, but it's not Fastway. It's like Hardline or something like that. It's kind of got like a Fast Way, a 2-syllable type of name, but I think it's like Hardline or something. I might be getting that wrong, but the soundtrack is jamming, dude. And like I said, Powers Booth, he's just one of the greatest bad guys that was ever on film. So bye. Anyway, so have you seen Rapid Fire, Todd?
No, as I said, I haven't seen it.
You've never seen it?
No.
You should see it. It's a good flick, man.
Is it like just the generic cover of him on the
with where he's like this?
Yeah. Oh, he's like
he's got his fist like this. And he's got the city, like the backdrop behind him. Yeah, it's pretty generic, but don't let that sway you. But what's your number 9?
My number 9 is one that is one of my favorite zombie films of all time, and one of my favorite Peter Jackson film of all time.
Okay,
which is Dead Alive. It probably is my favorite Peter Jackson movie.
Was that 92?
92, yep.
When I was researching, that one wasn't coming up.
Yep,
I didn't notice it.
1992, great zombie comedy. Probably the goriest film ever made. I mean, there's just so much blood and guts, which is great. But it's a comedy. It's fun. And usually I don't like horror comedies very, very often. But this one really does it for me. And it's
Zombie
great.
Baby.
Yep.
The famous Zombie Baby. Yeah, man. So, yeah, it blows. You love Dead Alive, but, that doesn't translate to Evil 2 over Evil Dead 1 for you. Because they're kind of in a similar.
Well, I don't know. See, that's the thing. Like Evil Dead 2, I was hoping it would keep the same tone, but it never did. So I was just used to Evil Dead 1. So I'm not saying I don't like Evil Dead 2, which I do like it.
All right. My number 9, I felt like I had to put it on the list, even though I think I could argue that there was a couple of movies that I had to keep off the list that I have fewer complaints about. but I could not put Alien 3.
Hmm.
Right. So I don't care whichever one, whether you're talking about the theatrical or what the assembly cut or whatever. I mean, it's not a perfect film. I think between all the cuts, there's a great film there. You know, there's a movie like, for example, I know this is going to sound really stupid, but you know, looking at all the movies in 1992, technically, a Disney movie like Aladdin came out,
Yeah.
and Aladdin. I'm not saying I prefer the genre, but Aladdin, if we're really just going to compare a good movie to a good movie or a bad movie, Aladdin is a better animated film than this is you know what I mean? Like if you're
Yeah.
grading Aladdin on a Disney animated film, Aladdin is awesome. It's
Mhm.
like front to back exactly what you want. It's great. Whereas Alien 3, while I love the franchise and I love the genre, it shows its problems. And so but I'm loyal to the franchise. Same thing with like Beethoven. Beethoven came out this year, and
Yeah.
I love Beethoven. Beethoven got the cut. I couldn't make it, and Beethoven almost made it, and that's so weird because it's a kids movie, but that is a kids movie that holds up. And I'm like, God, but I had to put Alien on here because Beethoven is a perfect family movie. No fucking problems with it. Insanely quotable, but Alien 3 still gets it. Hey, Blaine Juice is a great one, dude. Yeah, I saw Juice, man. Juice was
Yeah.
that was on the short list, dude, for me. But anyway, what about you? First of all, what's your feelings? Do you understand where I'm coming from, Todd, on the Alien 3 thing?
Yeah, no, I totally get it. Like I
It-
don't hate Alien 3 as much as a lot of people do. So I get why it would be on your list. I mean,
The
it wasn't
icon,
on mine, but
its iconic nature is giving it extra points, where it's, you know, between the poster and the shot of the alien, the xenomorph next to all that stuff growing up. And Alien 3 was giving out all the video games and property stuff. Like I had the Sega Genesis game and all that stuff. I don't know. All that stuff is just helping it somehow rank over a movie that's technically better, which is, you know, the ones I mentioned. But anyway, what's your number 8?
my number 8 was, we're gonna kind of keep it in line with the whole franchise thing, and this is one that is not my favorite of the franchise, but it's solid, it's fun. It's Lethal Weapon 3. Of course,
Hmm.
Mel Gibson, Danny Glover, a lot of fun. Joe Pesci's, of course, hysterical in 2 and 3, and then it's not my favorite, but I do enjoy it. I go back to Lethal Weapon 3 as well. 1 and 2 are still the best.
I couldn't include it. I had to cut it.
Really?
Yeah, I love Lethal Weapon also, but it didn't get the Alien pass for me. Alien kind of got a pass because I love the franchise. But you know, maybe it's similar. There's nothing inherently wrong with Lethal Weapon 3. It's just not Lethal Weapon 2. I don't know. It's the least best. But I do like it, but I with all the movies that came out in 1992, the competition was just too stiff. And you're going to see as we go down this list, we haven't had any repeats yet.
No.
Look,
I kind of mixed mine up a little bit too. I didn't do like the obvious ones like Denise mentions, like Pet Cemetery 2 and stuff like that.
well, I had to be honest with my heart. So, you know, I'm not, you tainted the list.
Well, let's just say that Pet Cemetery 2 is always number 1 in my heart, but
Well, see, Todd, this is the best movies of 1992, and you're intentionally leaving off the best movies of 1992 if they're the best to you. Why?
it's
No
Pet
one's gonna take
Cemetery
your
2. We've talking about
but
it. Talking about Pet
but
Cemetery 2
basically what you're
all
saying
the
is
time.
okay, everybody, Riverman is basically saying he's giving us a list of honorable mentions.
No, I'm not giving you a list of honorable mentions.
But you just said
Fine, I'll put it at number 1.
no. I'm just saying your list is your list, but so far we haven't had any repeats. I think you guys are going to realize that my list might be more authentic than Todd's. Just take it.
No, mine's authentic. We'll see.
Lethal Weapon 3, like I said, it's a little bit cartoonier. Like, you know, 2 has got a more fun spirit than the first one. The first one's, it hangs out in the trenches a little bit. It's a little dark, you know, where Riggs is very unaliving of himself. He's you know, he's just kind of grieving over the death of his wife. It's just a lot darker. And then the second one, he's found a new family, and now you really get that buddy comedy like aspect to it, and it's like, and it's one of the greatest action movies of all time. The third one gets a little silly, you know. I mean, I love how Leo Getz has a different job in the 3 movies he's in, so I like that. But I like him so much in the second one. The fact that he's a realtor with the frosted tips, he's like, babe. It's actually funny. I actually love it. Is he's got the little diamond earrings, like, but anyway, yeah, there's just something about it. But it couldn't make the list. All right, so my number 7, or sorry, my number 8 rather. All right, and I'm shocked. This is how good this year was. That this is actually this low. But Wayne's World, you can't ignore Wayne's World. The power of it. It is a comedy with staying power. It's still to this day one of the easiest movies to put on and watch. I've watched it so many times, never gets old. I mean, as much as the 90s churned out a lot of great like SNL movie spinoffs, Wayne's World's still the best. I mean, I was rewatching Tommy Boy the other day, my 4K of it. I love Tommy Boy. And even I love, Black Sheep, but Wayne's World is kind of like Black Sheep's just a stupid movie. It's just stupid, balls to the wall. I die laughing, but it's a pretty thin plot, but that doesn't matter. Wayne's World's a genuinely great movie, I think.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's on my list too. I mean,
you don't have to tell me where it is on your list, but it's just so great. And I've never understood. I can understand if you don't like Wayne's World 2 compared to the first one, but there's some people that absolutely think Wayne's World 2 is dog shit.
I like Wayne's World 2.
I don't know where that comes from. I guess it's just like it's the same people that absolutely loathe Ghostbusters 2, that loathe. I don't understand that. I get that they basically just remade the same movie and just changed a couple of things and followed the same beats.
Yeah, they're putting on Wayne stock, dude. I mean, you got the Jim Morrison.
I don't understand that. Like Ghostbusters, I don't understand the Ghostbusters 2 hate. I don't understand the Wayne's World 2 hate. They're both great. Like, you know what I mean, though? Like they do sequelitis. So, this Alice Cooper, We're Not Worthy. That was so memeable. Everybody was quoting that. We got to do it again with Aerosmith. You're worthy. Get up.
Oh yeah.
They do that stuff in that movie. I get it, right? And swing, like Heather be there is a God, Heather be thy name. But I love it. And I think Rob Lowe is a good villain. I think Christopher Walken's an even better villain. I think it's a great both movies are awesome. And there was a time where I thought, gosh, man, they could dust off the wigs and do a Wayne's World 3. Now I think the ship has really sailed. But there was a point, I think they could have done a Wayne's World 3 15 years ago.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But now Mike Myers just looks too old, and he's looking too old and too heavy. And it's just too far gone now. I think if 15 years ago, I thought it would have been fun to see what Wayne and Garth were like now. I thought it would have been more fun if the 2010 or whatever year we were in Wayne's World universe never changed. Like people still love that music. That would have been so awesome.
That'd be awesome. Yeah.
Because you kind of have, I do, or you could have did the thing where it's like, oh, there's still these like Hesher types and, other in the modern age, but then it's like you run the risk of being Bill and Ted 3, which didn't have the magic because it just wasn't that era anymore. So the ship sailed on that, but we'll always have the first two. I like the Wayne stock. I like the Jim Morrison and I think it's all really, really great. Because I got nowhere else to go. What's your number 7?
My number 7 is one that I rented all the time growing up. It's a big It was a big staple in my house. We used to go over to a buddy's house and babysit him all the time. So we would rent this movie nonstop. It was hysterical. We were huge sports fans at the time. And Wesley Snipes and Woody Harrelson are just freaking hysterical in the film. I already know.
Yep.
So White Man Can't Jump. It's so quotable. It's a quintessential early 90s film. Like just the look and the way that people talk, dress, everything about it. So
awesome. And you know what? I had to cut White Men.
Really?
That's how strong 92 is.
Yeah.
I really did. It came down. White Men was on the because like I was narrowing it down, and by the time I got before my last revision, I had it. You narrow it down to 20, then you narrow it down to 15. White Men was in my top 15. And it's like that was the hardest. Was like cutting the last 5.
Yeah.
And White Men was there, and there's another example of a movie that does what it's supposed to be doing better than what Alien 3 is supposed to be doing.
Oh yeah.
But I give it the pass. But I love White Man Can't Jump. It's just it's too bad. You know what? I showed White Man Can't Jump to my wife, and she didn't like it.
Well, she didn't grow up in the 90s.
Well, it's just I watch really old movies all the time. I don't know why I wasn't jiving. I'm like, this movie's hilarious. Like, what's not to like? Even though there's
your mother's an astronaut. My mother's too drunk to be an astronaut.
even though you know what scene always drove me crazy about White Men Can Jump?
Oh, we're going Sizzler. We're going Sizzler.
The scene where him and Woody are in the car or whatever, and Woody's driving, and he's listening to Jimi Hendrix.
Oh yeah,
it's this, but it's he's trying to pick a fight where there is no fight because he's like, you listen to Jimi Hendrix. He's like, I like to. He's like, I like to listen. You don't listen, you hear it.
Yeah,
I feel like he's got it backwards.
Yeah.
I think when you hear something, that sounds more passive, but when you're listening, that sounds like you're. So it's like it always drove me fucking nuts that he flipped it.
Yeah.
Like, no, what are you talking about? If I was the writer, I'm like, you should have flipped those words. It just and then he dunked on him by it's like, the drummer was a white guy.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, Wesley. But it's kind of funny though. It's a product of the time because like what you would expect Wesley to not. He was probably listening to the Treacherous 3 and fucking Run DMC or something like Jimi Hendrix.
Two Live Crew.
I felt like Jimi Hendrix. It was. He was marketed to the creams, the people that like blues rock, and even though blues, obviously is just ripped off and it came from Delta blues and black music and Muddy Waters. It's just funny. I didn't really would think that you associate a lot of the urban basketball players listening to Jimi Hendrix, but anyway, but they had to make it Jimi Hendrix because they couldn't get that white drummer thing in there because that was part of the shtick, like you're a racist type of thing. Anyway, great flick. And whoa, Mom, did Addams Family come out in 92?
I don't know.
Because if I didn't see that shit, that sucks. Hold on, let me see did I miss that?
I think they came out in 91, didn't it?
Yeah, Addams Family's 1991. About to say I messed up big time, but no, 91, Mom. Sorry. Reservoir Dogs #7. That's a good one. My Cousin Vinny, dude, these are all great movies, and we'll see if they come up on the list. But it was a stacked year. So for me, #7, dude, if Addams Family Values, watch out. When we get to that year, that shit's gonna be ripped. I don't even know if Addams Family 1 would have made. I might have had to cut that. I might have, but
I would have cut it. Yeah.
Values. When we get to the sequel. Oh,
I like Values, but I mean, against this year, this year is banger after banger.
Even if Addams Value came out in 92, Addams Family Values would be on this damn list. I think it's one of the greatest comedies ever. But anyway, okay, so for me, my mom's listening, so she'll definitely. I don't know if she would have predicted. She would have predicted this. I don't know if she guessed it though. So me, it's one of the greatest family movies, holiday movies of all time. Any guesses? Any guesses? Greatest family holiday movies of all time. The Muppet Christmas Carol. I love this dang movie more than I could even really convey. We watched it in elementary school growing up, and I fell in love with it then. I think it's got such an amazing soundtrack. I love the songs. I sing it. I have the soundtracks. I pump it. Every year in my car. Everything about this movie is fantastic. It's my favorite adaptation of the Christmas Carol. I'll take it over any of them. And I think Michael Caine, the way that he took on a project and he plays it so serious. There's that meme that was going around now. It's like, okay, Michael is like, we want you to act. You're just acting with Muppets. He's like, and he proceeds to, do it serious as a heart attack. I love it. Because that's the way you should do it. It's like it really helps you escape into the world of the Muppets and believe that they can coexist, because otherwise it's silly. It's a bunch of puppets walking around
Yeah.
talking. But the way he acts, like dead fucking serious, as if he was acting with other human beings, you just buy into it. And I always love Michael Caine anyway, just because he's a real working actor. He's a guy that he does the job. He'll do a shitty Jaws movie. As long as he's got the paycheck, he's going to give it his all. He'll do Muppet Christmas Carol. And, you know, he'll obviously do.
I could respect that. I wasn't ever really into the Muppets, but I totally get it.
It's fantastic. To me, this is a perfect kids movie. And I still love it. I still think it's fantastic. But yeah, Jim Henson was a genius. And this was the first movie post his death. Yeah, this is the first movie he did after he died. I think his son directed it. I think it was his son that directed it. But yeah, this was definitely the first, and he didn't voice Kermit because he was dead. I don't know. I just know it was the first movie he did after he died. And I don't think any other Muppet movie comes close. You know, there's things about every Muppet movie I enjoy because I just genuinely like the Muppets. But like The Great Muppet Caper, for example, it's still not a great movie, but it's good for the same reasons, because you got Charles Grodin, who's fantastic, and Charles Grodin is playing the villain, and he's playing everything serious as a heart attack, and he's hot for Miss Piggy.
Yeah,
he's hot for Miss Piggy, and the only way you can take that fucking seriously is if he's really selling it. And it's just like, oh my god, okay, I guess this guy's just hot for a Muppet fat pig. It's so brilliant. But anyway, yeah. All right, so number 6 for Riverman. What we got?
Number 6 on my list is one that is not my favorite of this so director here. Somebody actually mentioned it earlier, but it is classic. It's one of his first films. Of course, it's Quentin Tarantino, Reservoir Dogs.
I was trying to beat you to it. Yeah.
It's a great movie, man. When I first saw it, it was nothing like I haven't seen anything like this when it first came out, and I was pretty blown away. I don't think it ages as well as a lot of his other catalog, but I think it does deserve to be on this list because it's a great film.
Yeah, no, it's a good flick, man. It's I had to cut it on mine. And
I mean, there's too many good actors with Keitel, Tim Roth, Chris Penn.
But
I mean,
the thing about Reservoir Dogs is it's a great movie, and the reason why I think you're right, it doesn't age as well as it's because it's clearly a first movie. And you know, Pulp Fiction, he obviously just really leveled up from that point and into timeless category. But Reservoir Dogs, it is great. There's nothing wrong with it. I love it, but you could tell it's like, okay, this is a great first movie. He kept it simple, kept it pretty contained. Yeah, I think it's fantastic. But it's kind of like how I view Blood Simple, right? From you know, from the Coen brothers. Blood Simple is a great movie, but when you compare it to Fargo, etc., and the movies they did after, okay, it clearly feels like this is their first outing.
Yeah.
Right. It's almost like the prototype for where they're going, and it's really good. That's kind of how I feel. Like Pulp Fiction, it blows it out of the water.
Yeah.
And I feel like, you know, there's a similar aesthetic and vibe to Pulp Fiction in areas as Reservoir Dogs. It's just, you know what I'm trying to say. And same thing with Paul Thomas Anderson. I know everybody loves Boogie Nights, and I like Boogie Nights too, but I watch Boogie Nights now. I don't think Boogie Nights ages that well. And because once again, when you stack it up to his other films, you know, he's kind of like hit or miss for me, Paul Thomas Anderson. I like a lot of his stuff, but it's not all. But like, take a movie like The Master. I think The Master's fantastic with Philip Seymour Hoffman. When you watch all the stuff he did later and you watch Boogie Nights, I'm like, oh, it feels again like a first movie. And I don't know why. I don't know why it was as big as it was. Maybe I feel like there's been a bunch of movies that have ripped it off since then, and it just feels a little stock now. I don't know, but anyway.
Did you ever see that Licorice Pizza movie? Was that any good?
No, I didn't see that.
Okay.
No, is that Paul Thomas or is that Paul W.S.?
Paul Thomas.
Was that Paul Thomas Anderson that did Licorice
Yeah.
Pizza? Okay, yeah, I didn't know. All right, so number 6, we're gonna stick with Disney, the Mighty Ducks. You can't not have Mighty Ducks. I think Mighty Ducks is also, dude. Disney has a dirty stink on them now, but dude, I think they used to rule, man. They used to be so good, and I think the '90s they went through a dark period in the '80s, right, where they weren't really marketable. They weren't having hit movies, and then what was it? Famously, was it Little Mermaid, or I think it was Little Mermaid that brought Disney out of the trenches.
Yeah, I think so.
You know, in the 80s, they had stuff like The Great Mouse Detective and The Rescuers. And, you know, these are not like the really big ones, right? And they had like Oliver and Company, which I like those movies. I like
that.
Oliver
Could have been
and
Oliver and Company. Yeah.
What's
that? Was pretty big. Oliver and Company.
It was not. What are you talking
about? It wasn't?
No.
Oliver and Company?
Nope. No.
Oh, I'm thinking about Fievel. Remember Fievel? Wasn't that a
Fievel Goes West? That's Don Bluth. I mean, that's not Disney. No, that's Don Bluth. And but anyway, Don Bluth used to work for Disney, but there's a whole story there. But no, you know, American Tail and what's it called? The fucking dinosaur movie. Why can't Land Before Time?
Oh, Land Before Time.
These are Don Bluth. But anyway, no, Disney was like in a bad place, in a bad way in the 80s. And like I said, the Disney masterpieces they were putting out, you know, Great Mouse Detective and Oliver and Company, like they were not doing gangbusters. They weren't. And then it was Little Mermaid that brought them into the status that we have them at now. And they were kind of on fire for a while. And so in the 90s they were hot, and they were making live action movies still, along with their, you know, tentpole animated classics, whatever, which are now all CG, which just isn't the same for me. But yeah, Mighty Ducks is one of them, and Mighty Ducks is fantastic. I think it's a perfect family movie. I think it's a perfect sports family movie. You got Emilio Estevez as Coach Bombay. I think is iconic for people our age, dude. Coach, I don't think he's going to be iconic to the point. He's not like Dirty Harry or the man with no name. He's not somebody that's going to transcend generations. Like, you know, Dirty Harry is not our generation. That's our dad's generation or whatever, you know? So, but I think Gordon Bombay is basically going to live and die in our generation, unfortunately. But for our generation, I think he's iconic. And you know, the Bash Brothers weren't really in this one, but you know what I mean? There's so many like iconic things that came out of these films.
The Hawks coach. I mean, he's the funniest part of the film.
Oh, I love him.
You're not just a has-been, Gordon. He never was.
What's his name? Lane Smith? Lane.
Yeah.
What's his last name? Am I getting it wrong? Lane. Maybe Google that real quick. But his name's Lane something. He's also in Son-in-Law. Yeah, Son-in-Law. He's awesome. But I love when he's looking at Coach Bombay. I wish they'd take that one down.
Yeah, I know.
Don't you? Yeah. Like, he's like, what an asshole. Like that. He's like the worst villain ever.
Good luck. You're gonna need it.
Because he's a peewee hockey coach.
Yeah.
And they treat him like he's fucking you know, I don't know. Well, give me a famous coach. I'm not a ball guy. They treat him like he's Bill
Belichick.
Whatever. They treat him like he's this fucking hot shot. And what this guy's like volunteering his time, I think. What does he do for a living? There's no way that's not his paycheck. He probably goes home and he's like, what is he? I want to see when he's not being asshole.
What's his name again? Sorry.
Is it Lane Smith? What's his last name? Just go to Son-in-Law, dude. Go to whatever.
Lane Smith. Okay.
But is it Lane Smith?
Yeah.
It is Smith.
Yeah.
Okay, I got it right. But you know, anyway, I always wondered that. It's like he's such an asshole hotshot every time we see him on the ice. But you know, from 9 to 5, he's like, what is he at Sears selling washers and dryers? Like, what is he doing? Sure. And but I love it. And the fact that he played, to me, he's a stone cold villain because he's brutal to kids, dude. Like, and he won't he's hanging that over Bombay's head, dude. Like, I don't know. It's just something so nefarious about that.
You know what? I used his motto when I was coaching flag football. It's not worth winning if you don't win big.
Yeah. It's not worth winning. And he's like, in the show, Gordon going, win big. He's like mouthing it because he hears him saying it to his. I love the flashbacks. He's like, come on, Dad, 5 more minutes. Okay. He's like slow motion. I
Yeah.
Anyway, it's awesome, man. I absolutely love the movie. Wear thick socks, Gordon. Go ahead, number 5 for Todd.
5 is one that already got popped up here on your list, and number 5 on my list was Wayne's World.
Nice. So we don't have to elaborate much more on that. Is there anything you want to add to it?
Now, Wayne's World, I saw it over at somebody's house. I don't remember whose it was, but I was on some sort of family vacation, maybe a relative, and they had the VHS. I watched it, and then, of course, I was just blown away by the soundtrack. And ever since then, like you're saying, I rewatched it recently too. Man, that thing holds up still, man. It's such a fun movie, man.
And I'm a sucker again for the early 90s, man. There's just something about it, and it's really fun to watch. I mean, because Wayne's World 1 and 2 are a year apart.
Yeah.
And it's great. It's not like Bill and Ted where they were filmed quite a big chunk away. And, you know, Bill and Ted, I think the first one was filmed in 87. Didn't come out till what? Was it 88, 89? 89. Yeah. But it was filmed in 87. And when you watch that, that is an 80s movie through and through. You know, the Van Halen references nonstop. It's all the stuff that was burning up the airwaves then. And then by the time they made the second Bill and Ted, grunge had set in. It's like, you know, Bill and Ted are wearing flannel and shit like that. And you know, the soundtrack is obviously early 90s. I love it. This movie was a lot closer year to year, but still, you can still see a little bit of a shift, but they maintain a similar tone. Obviously, in the first movie, you're talking about the soundtrack. You got like Ugly Kid Joe and stuff like that. And
Rob Zombie, was he in there?
No, he wasn't in that.
What am I thinking of? Oh, I'm thinking of Airheads. Sorry.
Airheads too. Well, that'll come, I think, next year, 93, right?
Yeah.
And then, but you could see the shift because the next movie they're already making like Pearl Jam references a little bit and stuff like that. But in Aerosmith, Get a Grip, and Permanent Vacation, like they were hot around that time, right? So you know they were a big.
I'm gonna go through the score or the soundtrack real quick. You have Queen, you have Red Hot Chili Peppers, you have Eric Clapton, you have Alice Cooper, of course, Feed My Frankenstein. You have Black Sabbath. You have Cinderella, Hot and Bothered.
You got Sweet Dude, or you wait, no, who sings Ballroom Blitz?
Who was Ballroom Blitz?
Is that Sweet?
It's not on the soundtrack on this one, at least.
It's because Cassandra's singing it.
Yeah,
but isn't that Sweet who sings that?
Let me look.
I can't remember, but while Todd's looking that up, I'm gonna pull up my next one.
Sweet.
Sweet. All right, so isn't it funny how that's the only overlap we have so far?
We'll have more, I'm sure.
Is Wayne's World. So this is where it gets really hard. The top 5, dude. Like it was really down to the wire. But number 5, you want to make a guess, Todd?
No, because it could be on my list.
Okay. So for me, Unforgiven.
Okay.
Did I not spell that right? Why is it fucking giving me errors here? Okay, anyway. Unforgiven. It's fantastic. It's one of the greatest westerns I think ever. And
it's on my list too.
But it's one of the greatest westerns I think that has ever been made, and it's like the last great one.
Yep.
This movie came out.
Well, Tombstone came out in 95.
Okay, Tombstone's fun, but I think this is a little bit more of a classic western than Tombstone is. Tombstone's
I prefer Tombstone. I love this.
That's a different year, so we're not talking about Tombstone. Tombstone's great, but this feels like more of a traditional western.
Yeah.
Like they could have made Unforgiven in the 60s.
Well, the cinematography is like beautiful in this. Yeah, it's
Tombstone. Yeah, you can make an argument. I think that's probably the last great western.
Yeah.
But Unforgiven is like the last great traditional western. I don't feel like Tombstone. I don't know what it is about Tombstone. Tombstone's amazing, but there's something about it that makes it feel like a modern movie, like a mid-90s.
Yeah, no, movie. I'm with you. You
know, I don't know if it's the cheekiness of the acting. I don't know what it is. It's great. The one-liners. it just feels like it was the Western of the period. It's too bad it was a hit movie. Why didn't people care to see Westerns after that? People keep trying. Like the Western is dead.
I
And
love
every
westerns.
few
Well, I mean, they have that Kevin Costner show was pretty popular.
well, Yellowstone,
Yeah.
right? But that's not a Western. That takes place today.
Oh, see, I've never seen it. I don't know.
It's modern. They
Okay.
work on a ranch and they're cowboys. They wrangle cattle and shit like that. It's just takes
Gotcha.
place in 2025 or whatever. But anyway, but there's been offshoots of Yellowstone that are like back in the old West in the 1800s. So yeah, I think Yellowstone and stuff like that has kind of brought that a little bit more into popularity. But anyway, Westerns are dead, and that doesn't stop Hollywood. Every few years, somebody tries.
Mhm.
Whether it was that Magnificent Seven remake or the 310 to Yuma remake, like they remake a lot of them, and a lot of them are pretty good. Like 310 to Yuma was good, the remake. I really liked
it was pretty good.
And you even have what's it called? Originals like Bone Tomahawk. Bone Tomahawk kind of incorporates some of the horror and the paranormal into it. But I think they're timeless movies. I wish they would stay timeless and people would keep making them, but they keep trying, man, and they don't do gangbusters. But Unforgiven's great. So what?
No, I was just gonna say. I mean,
Gene Hackman
is amazing in it, and so is Morgan Freeman. I mean,
and it's so. I think like I said, to me, it's like a traditional Western because it's not unlike a lot of other Clint movies.
Yeah.
Like the setup is very, you got the fucking asshole sheriff. It's a kind of a murder for hire or revenge story. This is all stuff we've seen in a lot, even Clint movies, but there's just something so wonderfully done about it in the cast, like you said. And it's very satisfying. That third act, man. I love his character, right? He's widowed. He has a past. He used to be an alcoholic. And it's one of those, it's like, it's kind of like Carlito's Way. It's right. I'm out of the life, but they keep pulling me back in.
It's definitely depressing, but it's in a good way.
And when he gets pushed and he starts drinking that fire water again, and he just, he just embraces the dark side and he fucking just tears ass at the end. I love it, dude.
Yeah.
Love it. That gets all your grandfather's hard.
Oh, absolutely.
So anyway, yep. So what's your number 4?
Number 4 was one that was already mentioned, and it is Mighty Ducks.
Oh, yeah, of course.
And I rewatched this probably a month ago, and crack up, laugh my ass off. Showed it to my kids; they enjoyed it too. So I'm trying to get them into some of these live action sports movies, and they seem to like it, like Rookie of the Year, Sandlot, stuff like that. So
I miss the studio film that doesn't need special effects.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Stop, Gordon. Stop quacking. Quack, 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 Mr. Ducksworth. Anyway, yeah, we don't. It's like the movies that get attention now, they have to be real big event movies to do, because it's like it's feast or famine in the theaters. Either movies are dog shit, or you have a movie like Minecraft that just hits like it hits on a cultural phenom thing. Like Minecraft is obviously huge, and you have a movie that just explodes.
Yeah,
it's like fucking nothing. Or you get Super Mario Brothers movie and fucking 1.5 billion. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's like we used to look at all these movies that came out in 92. There was a shit ton.
Yeah.
And there was room for all of them, and they all did well. People were going to the movie theater and stuff like that. And just now it's like nothing. Minecraft. It's weird.
What does he say about his jersey? He's like, you may have paid for that jersey, but you didn't earn it.
Yeah. Like, you may have paid for that jersey, but you didn't earn it. I love it. Quack, 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 Mr. Ducksworth.
The Air Bombay loafers.
Wait, he's like, Adam is a hawk. All his little friends are hawks. All his brother was a hawk.
He's District 5.
He's District 5. Some number. The Oreo line, dude. That was
Yeah,
so
yeah.
questionable, dude.
Oh yeah.
Disney today would never do the Oreo line
Yeah.
crack. All right, so my number 4. What do we got here? Okay, like I said, we're getting down to it, man. I gotta have it. Death Becomes Her. I feel like the top 4 could have been. You almost could interchange it, but it really got down to just little things that I had to nudge it for. Todd hates this movie. I don't know why. I think it's fantastic. I think it's just so much
hate
fun.
Meryl Streep, man. She's
I hate her too. But you know what?
You stand looking at her.
You know who else I really fucking hate? And you know who else I've warmed up a little bit but you know who else I hate fucking Tom Cruise.
I love Tom Cruise.
But I can't deny a couple of the films he's done because the films are just so damn good. I can't deny it. And Meryl Streep kind of rides that line here because I don't like Meryl Streep either. But this actually begs the question: oh, is it because I don't like Meryl Streep, or is it because I don't like all the shitty movies she always tries to try? She actually did something fun here, and you know maybe she wouldn't be so bad if she fucking lightened up a little bit and did something like this. But Goldie Hawn's fantastic. Bruce Willis is fantastic. I just love it. Everything about it. And obviously we've talked ad nauseum about it, but there was the rumors that it was supposed to be a Tales from the Crypt movie. It feels like it. And it's Zemeckis. It's Robert Zemeckis. And Robert Zemeckis was one of the, the creators of Tales from the Crypt. So it makes total sense that it was. It feels like it. But it's just, let's pretend in an alternate reality it was a Tales from the Crypt movie and they put the bookends of the Crypt Keeper on it. It would be just far and away so much better. Even though I love Demon Knight, better than Demon Knight. Like the quality of it is it's just insane. And I think Robert Zemeckis, is pound for pound probably the greatest like blockbuster director. If you really stack up his achievements between, the Back to the Future movies, stuff like this, and Forrest Gump, and right, the guy just hardly missed, right? And he was obviously a protege, an understudy to Steven Spielberg, who Steven Spielberg was great too, but I'll take Zemeckis personally. But anyway, Todd's gonna come around one of these days. Zemeckis made Mars Needs Moms. Okay, look, dude, I you know what? I don't like all of Steven Spielberg's movies either. If you want to really get down to it,
I don't either.
Steven Spielberg's got 2 personalities. He's got the fun E.T. Jurassic Park guy, and then he does like the Munich and the Schindler's Lists.
No, yeah.
And some of those are good, but then like some of them are like, what's that one? Didn't he do one with like Catch Me If You Can's good? But yeah, I like the fun blockbuster.
Yeah, I do too.
Anyway, yeah, dude, Sean Boyle, Isabella Rossellini in Death Becomes Her, fantastic. And Todd probably likes the Pool Boys better. The scene of she's at the pool and she's like naked in that see-through when she's given the potion, and she's got her muscle-bound Fabio Pool Boys that are like shirtless, that like standing guard.
I'm never watching that movie again. I watched it when I was a kid. I fucking hated it.
Well, you know what? Just like how you love Surf Ninjas, and as an adult you finally realize, oh, this did not age well. Why don't you try watching it as an adult? Do me a favor and see if you open up a little bit to it.
Have an open Meryl Streep for an hour and a half.
Goldie Hawn's great. Like Sean says, Isabella Rossellini, man, that maybe offsets a little bit. You watch it for me. You should watch it
for me.
Are we gonna have to do a commentary?
No, we're not doing a commentary on it.
It's so good.
No, that's one that you can do a commentary.
Guys, is he being unrealistic? Is he being unrealistic?
Maybe you can get somebody from the chat to do a commentary with you on that one.
Is he being unrealistic on his? Yeah, Sean says Death Becomes Her is so damn good. It's awesome, dude. You have to ignore Meryl Streep. You could have put anybody else in the role and it would have been just as good. If fine.
Bruce Willis is cringe too.
What?
Yeah.
Why is he cringe? He plays Ernest. He plays well, you don't like him?
No, not in that movie. No.
Why?
I don't know. He has a punchable face in that movie.
Because he didn't shave his head. because he's I don't know, man. I just feel like you should watch it as an adult. That's all I'm saying. All right, so why am I out of sequence here? Did I just go?
No, it's
Oh,
my
we're
turn.
good. So you're number 3. Okay, hold on. Yeah, Sean Boyle says it was going to be the first Tales from the Crypt venture for Zemeckis. Yeah, that's what my mom thinks it's a terrible movie. What the fuck
she's
is
smart woman.
what is going on here? What is wrong with your tastes? The both of you, the lot of you. My brother's in the chat. What's up, Lane? He says 3 Ninjas is going to be on Aaron's list.
Ask Lane about Death Becomes Her.
Lane, okay. Part 1 to the question, Lane, or Pete as we call him. I have to say, 3 Ninjas did not make the cut.
No,
I love it. But I had to. Come on, I had to cut it somewhere. But I love 3 Ninjas. It's very important. It was a huge movie in my childhood. But let's be real here. Let's come down to earth compared to some of this other stuff. But anyway, have you seen Death Becomes Her, Lane / Pete? Top 3 for him. No, for his 3 Ninjas. Yeah, I never watched it. Can't lie. Watch Death Becomes Her, and you need to report back and give your honest feedback on another chat. It's an awesome movie. It's super great. Okay.
Talking people into that.
It's a slice of Beetlejuice era heaven. Silhouette, to be honest, I never seen Death Becomes Her, but I will watch it and give my thoughts. Yes, watch it. I need to like fucking raise my cults, my army of Death Becomes Her lovers. It's so great. And I knew it. It makes all the sense in the world when I found out later that it was the whole Tales from the Crypt thing. I'm like, of course, that's why I love it so much. It felt like it. I know taste. Hook didn't come out in 92, did it?
No, I don't think so. I didn't see it on there.
I don't think it came. Dude, Sean, I want to do a commentary. Riverman. You don't realize that that's not a hard commentary movie. It is so watchable. There's nothing hard about a commentary in that movie. I will talk my ass off on that one. You could just sit back and then fucking enjoy the ride. I mean, you know what I mean? It's just.
How about you sit here with an empty chair?
No, what? Lane says I will watch it, but Saved by the Bell Hawaiian style got to be up there.
Absolutely.
Damn. Well, yeah. I guess I overlooked the TV movies. Yeah, you guys are fucking nuts. I would love to do one, man. I'm gonna get to him. But anyway, so let's go number 3.
My number three is one that was already mentioned earlier, but it's still, like we talked about, one of the greatest Westerns, one of Clint Eastwood's greatest. I mean, he's one of the best actors ever. Unforgiven is an amazing film. You know, I watched it recently. I think I have the 4K of that. It looked really beautiful.
You know what's funny is you say that. I was watching Stephen Baldwin has a podcast. Of course he does, right?
Okay.
Yeah, Stephen Baldwin has a podcast, and he recently had Alec on, which is actually very, very entertaining. But I think it's something like bad movies. It's got bad movies in the title, and I don't know what the shtick is. I think the shtick is maybe. When I've seen this podcast, he talks with the actors about like their experiences on bad movies or the movies they're not proud of. It's actually kind of fun.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
And you know, who better to fucking talk about bad movies than Stephen Baldwin, where most of them are terrible.
Yeah.
You know, it's not like he's talking to his brother that's got more hits than he does. He's got a lot of misses. But anyway, one of the questions that was presented was, and I like Stephen Baldwin because he doesn't try and shy away. He's like, oh, come on, tell us. What was it like work with him? Like he gets him to tell the shit. He's like, he'll say, oh, he's an asshole. Oh, that guy's a fucking he was going off on Kevin Costner. Yeah, that's what I fucking think of Costner. Like he's like he talks about a lawsuit and him fucking him over on a job. He's great, dude. Like, whoa, I like this scorched earth fucking Barney Rubble, dude.
That's funny, dude.
And then he was talking about he was with Michael Madsen. He was talking about what it was like for Michael to work on Donnie Brasco and Johnny Depp and how much Johnny Depp sucks. And he's like, because they had a falling out and like a thing. And then Stephen Baldwin just trying to stoke the fire. He's like, I think he's the most fucking overrated actor. I think he's overrated as shit. He's not good. He's not a good actor. And then Michael Madsen was just like, going toe to toe with him. Like, yeah, he's not very good. And so they're shit talking everybody. And anyway, he asked him on one podcast. He was asked, "Who do you think's an overrated actor in Hollywood that doesn't deserve?" And it might have been on that episode where the Johnny Depp came up, and then Steven said Clint Eastwood.
Really?
Yeah, he didn't say anything about his directing, but he says, I don't think he's a great actor. And I was thinking about that, and I'm like, Clint Eastwood does kind of play. He's like Jack Nicholson.
Clint Eastwood plays Clint Eastwood.
Just like Jack Nicholson plays Jack Nicholson.
Yeah.
He does him really well. So if you're coming at it from that standpoint as a real thespian, like, oh, I'm a chameleon, maybe not, but you want to see Clint for Clint. Yeah, he is one note. But there's just, it works for the stuff that he would do, and he's an awesome director.
He has the presence on the screen, man. I mean, he's like Tom Cruise. I'll go see anything with Clint Eastwood.
Look, it might dilute all of his other performances if you feel like him acting the same kind of hurts it, but it doesn't take away that his performance in Unforgiven is perfect for what it is.
Yeah,
and he's so great. And I love Pale Rider, dude. Pale Rider's so great, underrated, man. I love Pale Rider. Outlaw Josie Wales, they're all so great. But I don't care. I sign up for Clint. And even when it's not a cowboy movie, it could be $1 Million Baby. You're still getting Clint.
Yeah.
Gran Torino, you're getting Clint. Curmudgeon, Clint he went to that old man era where he's playing just the same curmudgeon old man in every movie. Anyway, who suggested the Snyder Cut? You, Snyder Cut. A hard commentary would be the Revival House covering the Snyder Cut of Minecraft. I'd have to watch Minecraft over the Snyder Cut because I'm not sitting here for 6 hours watching a Zack Snyder DC movie.
No.
But Candyman is number 3 for Blaine. Candyman didn't make the list, man. I had to cut it.
Not me.
I think Candyman's great, and I think it's very much of the time, and I grew up watching it all the time, but I've never put it up there with the other icons. Even like his first movie, it's not Hellraiser, it's not Nightmare on Elm Street, but it's good. There's just something about it that just keeps it from being like great. I don't know what it is though. I couldn't tell you. Clint Eastwood. My mom, how many awards does Steven have? I'll wait. Wait, Steven who? Oh, Stephen Baldwin. Yeah, exactly. Stephen Baldwin's so funny. I love that old Family Guy bit, remember? Where like the Alec Baldwin all his brothers feed off him and they're feeding off his teats. Like he's a mother dog. And he's like, they're all sucking on Alex's teeth. He's like, oh, eat up, Steven. You're the weakest. It's so damn funny though.
He didn't win anything for Biodome or what?
Stephen Baldwin was the Indian guy in Short Circuit 2, right? No, that's that's I can't spit his name out, but that's the Koopa. That's Iggy from the Mario Brothers movie. Why can't I spit out his name? I know that guy's damn name. But ever seen Fled? Oh, with Lawrence Fishburne? No, I've never seen it.
I haven't seen it either. I know you're talking about.
But I have seen Flintstones, as I said. It's so ridiculous, dude. Hey, Fred.
That movie was shit, dude.
Well, he was in the sequel, Viva Rock Vegas, dude.
They're both bad, dude.
But you know what? I have to say, at least Stephen Baldwin tried to be Barney Rubble with the hey, Fred. But Rick Moranis, he was just Rick Moranis with a fucking potato sack on.
Yeah.
He wasn't trying to be Barney Rubble. All right. Yeah. Fisher Stevens. You're right. I couldn't spit it out. All right. So I think it's on me here.
Yeah.
Number 3. There's a couple that Todd hasn't mentioned yet. I'm kind of shocked. All right. So for me, my number 3, unless Todd's trolling us, I'm going to have to carry the flag here and put Pet Sematary 2. Todd's right. We've talked about it, till we're blue in the face. It's amazing. It's a fantastic flick. It's got everything going for it. It's got nostalgia wrapped up in a bow. It's early 90s like I love. It's got our fucking Tiger Beat crush Eddie in it in his peak. And it's got Gus. It's quotable. It's
very quotable.
It's one of the rare sequels that's just as good. I mean, you could argue better or not, whatever, but I think it's just as good. And it did its own thing. You know, it wasn't exactly I like how they changed the tone.
Yeah.
I think it's crazy that you would think and assume that Mary Lambert didn't direct it. It's like, okay, it's got a little bit different tone.
I never knew that growing up.
And the fact that Mary Lambert directed both of them, and she obviously made the conscious decision to lighten the tone up just a little bit. And maybe part of that too is, again, Pet Sematary 1 was in 89, and this was a couple years into the 90s, you know, so maybe like the soundtrack helped. It was a little bit more grungy, right? Jesus Lizard and shit like that.
Yeah.
Maybe that helped, and just some of the aesthetic probably, but it just worked out perfectly. And so it's oh wait, hold on. This makes me happy, Blaine. It made your channel what it is today. We wouldn't be here without it. Well, hopefully it'll make other people come here for years to come, because we're going to annualize that motherfucker.
We got to get Eddie on here eventually.
Well, that's the goal, man. And you know, we've done the commentary multiple times. I definitely plan on doing it again this year. I totally want to, and I want to get Eddie's attention. I want him to come on the show. I don't expect him to come on and watch Pet Sematary 2 with us, because I get the vibe that if we did have him watching it with us, we'd be like, hey, so what was it like doing this? I don't remember filming this, man.
I don't remember, man.
I don't remember anything, man. He probably wouldn't remember anything.
He's like, oh, that's me, man.
And you know, if you guys remember when we did the Forest Hills live commentary, and director Scott Goldberg was in the chat, and he hopped on with us and chatted with us. He has Eddie's contacts. He's got them. And I didn't want to push.
Oh, push. We need to get him.
I just didn't, man. I don't, because you know, when I asked him on the show, he was saying, or maybe I don't know if he elaborated after, if it was on the show, but he was, or maybe I read it somewhere else, but he's basically made it clear that, well, you know, Eddie, he doesn't really like doing these. He doesn't like doing interviews. He's like, he'll do an interview if he's at like a convention or somewhere, you know, he's making money, he's at a convention, he'll do them, whatever. But he doesn't really, basically, he doesn't like to do anything for fucking free, I guess. How hard is it to get on a fucking camera and just like give us 5 minutes? But anyway, when he said that, I'm like, okay, well, I'm not going to twist your nipples about it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to. You
should twist him though. We should try to get him on here. So the first thing I'm going to tell Eddie once he comes on here is, hey, my co-host Aaron, his favorite movie of yours is American History X, the first half of it.
What? No, I mean, because he remembers that. No, I just, I would be
Nazi half.
I would be honest. I would be like, dude, like the movies you don't remember and that you don't think are great. Because when he was on that podcast with Michael Bean's podcast,
yeah,
it was Michael, and he was basically shitbagging movies like Pet Sematary and Brain Scan, and he wasn't shitbagging it, but he was like, you know, people come up and they love those movies, and I don't understand it. They're not good. Like, I don't get it. But I'm like, that's fine. He doesn't have to get it, but I want to convince him.
Well, you talked about Animal Factory. I'm sure he remembers getting a finger up his rear.
Yeah, that would be my first question. I'll have my notes. Okay, Eddie. So did Tom Arnold really stick his thumb in your ass for that scene? You know, I'm going to ask him really stupid questions. Like, you know, obviously it's off. It's out of frame. So it's like, why would he? It would be funny. He was like, yeah, man, he's real method.
He's real method.
Can you imagine, dude? It's just because it's brutal, because you just see him do this and you just see Eddie's face, dude, grimace, dude. I wonder what his direction was like.
You probably like put some, when you spit on him, put some Coke on your thumb when you stick it up.
I wonder if Steve Buscemi, the director of the film, went up to him. He's like, okay, so he's gonna stick his thumb in your ass, so pretty much act like you're getting a thumb, like how you think it would feel like getting a thumb in your ass.
He's like, oh, I know, man.
Yeah, he's like, I got it. I've been in Hollywood since I was 9. I got it. I know. You got the Haim treatment.
I was hanging out with Feldman. I got the Crisco.
It's like, oh yeah. It's like, you know, it's like, no, whatever. Can you just put a little Crisco on his thumb for me, my sake? You know, like the Crisco on his thumb to make it go up easier, dude. Jeez. Yeah. And then my mom, yeah, Detroit Rock City's awesome.
Yeah.
It's awesome commentary. I think I wish I well, obviously I was too young, but Adam Rifkin got to it first. But the concept of a movie, what better road movie could you make than, hey, let's make a period piece of the late 70s and these Kiss during the Kiss Army like peak, and these kids trying to get to a Kiss concert. It's just so awesome. It's just so amazing. He's very vain. He loves attention, especially being flattered with praise. Eddie, that's what I'm saying. He doesn't have to understand when he goes to these conventions and maybe he's talking about like people love brain scan. I don't fucking get it. I would love that he's having like quick 30-second, 10-second interactions with people. Come on our show. Let us baptize you in our love for those movies. Sit with us for 30 minutes, an hour. I would love it. And I'll make you understand why those movies are so amazing. So
even the
I
Forest
bet
Hills
you
is good.
I don't understand. I get it during that. I think what they said was and you could see it a mile away, but when he was on those interviews, those podcasts, he was saying like, yeah, I think it was mismanagement. They were talking about mismanagement. Like, I had done T2 and it's like I'm following it up with Pet Sematary 2. Like, what the fuck was I doing? What the fuck were they doing? And he was doing stuff like American Heart, which is more drama, which is more appropriate. It seemed a little weird for him to do Pet Sematary 2 or even like Brain Scan, because Brain Scan seems like a total B movie, but he did movies like American History X, and he did Detroit Rock City, which is a big comedy. I don't know if it was a huge hit, but it was marketed as a big comedy. And I don't know. I just feel like he considers them blunders during a time when he should have been doing. He was doing ace work in his peak stuff. But I have to think that now, looking back, he should fucking embrace those movies because they're so much better than the movies he has to take now to pay the tax man. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
It's like, dude, Zombie King, right? It's just like, come on, man. It's like, embrace it. Anyway, we love you, Eddie. If you guys want Eddie on the show, I want to do it the right way. I don't even know how you tag him, dude. He's on socials now.
Is he
Get
really?
him. Well, he's on like Instagram. I know. I don't know if he's on X. I mean, but wherever he's at, tag him. Share this shit with Eddie. Get his attention. I would love to just talk with him. And I guarantee you, and if I don't, I will quit. I will ride off into the sunset. This channel will get deleted if I don't give him the best damn interview you've ever seen.
And for the intro, we'll have his music video or whatever of him singing.
Scare him away, dude. But I just, there's no way that would not be just the greatest interview ever. I have been preparing for that interview my entire life. Anyway, so let's manifest it. I think it's a matter of time.
Yeah.
As long as he's on this earth and we're on this earth, it's got to happen. So, all right. So let's move on. Ask Eddie about getting permission to use his song. No, Eddie doesn't own the rights to it. It's the label. I don't think Eddie's like scouring fucking YouTube and manually copyrighting. They are playing my track, my masterpiece. Eddie, the White Whale of Revival House. Like I said, man, it was so tempting because I found a connection with Goldberg, and I just, you could tell by his tone, like, he was being nice about it, but I'm like, I'm not going to put him out. Right. I'm not. Maybe we'll see. I feel like we got to have Goldberg, not Adam Goldberg. That's a different guy. I feel like we have Scott Goldberg on again.
Yeah,
we should.
Yeah.
I would love to bring him back and have him on and talk about his next projects. But anyway, Scylla says, I'll have Insta. I'll message about y'all Revival House. Yeah. Tag his shit, man.
Yeah.
Tag his shit. And, don't tag him videos of we're making fun of him. Please. But basically you got to promote like, hey, these are the biggest Eddie fans in the world. And I promise we would not let you down. I will ask him the hard-hitting questions. I already gave you a freebie. The Tom Thumb, that's in there. Okay. So, all right. Ask him if he answers DMs. Definitely try, dude. 100%. Oh, you know what? Maybe we should fucking send him a cameo, dude, asking. This is but it might be weird if I do the cameo, like, hey, will you come on my, like, well, that's extra, dude. But if somebody else who got a cameo was already getting a cameo also fucking said it, like, oh, well, this must be legit then. Anyway,
maybe they'll revive my career.
We make fun of him because we love him. Yeah, dude, he's a bro. I make fun of Todd. Todd makes fun of me. It's fine. It's, dude, if I put out a fucking album, right, like he did, and I was singing badly to it over like bad knockoff Foreigner music, yeah, bad fucking Richard Marx ripoff shit, make fun of it. I would have to like.
People are strange when you're a stranger.
Anyway, so that's a testament to what Eddie does to us. He derailed our list for 20 minutes. Anyway, it had to be done. So Todd, it is your number 2. Isn't that funny how Eddie derailed the show for like that long?
That's all right. I mean, I didn't put Pet Sematary 2 on my list, so it kind of evened it out a little bit.
What a crime. Okay, go ahead. What's your number 2?
My number 2 is one that I watched all the time when I was younger. Watched it with my family, watched it with my grandparents, watched it with my mom, my brother. We rented it all the time. Seen it a million times. It has some of my favorite actors in it. It's weird because you wouldn't think like I would actually grow up watching these type of movies, and this is a courtroom drama, and this is A Few Good Men.
Yeah.
So you have Jack Nicholson, you have Tom Cruise, you have Demi Moore, Kevin Bacon, Kiefer Sutherland, Kevin Pollak. I mean, this movie is just, I mean, Jack Nicholson, it's probably one of his best roles. Between this and The Shining are my 2 favorite Jack Nicholson roles. It's just, man, it's just a hard-hitting movie. It's about so this Marine gets murdered or whatever, and they give him like they call it a code red, meaning like they haze him for some reason, like something happens where he's not like living up to actually being a Marine, whether he can't do something physically or whatever, so they haze him, and they end up killing him. These Marines, and then those 2 Marines go to court, and then Tom Cruise plays the lawyer. Jack Nicholson plays Colonel Nathan R. Jessup, which is like the big colonel who leads the guy, and it's an awesome movie. If you're into courtroom dramas, I highly recommend it.
And this is kind of one of my secret shames is I've never seen the whole movie. I've seen the end. I've seen like at some point towards the end, I've seen the courtroom unfold. I've seen the end. I've seen all that stuff, but I've never seen it from the beginning. So I don't know if I've seen like the last half a couple of times or if I've seen the last third, but I've never actually sat and watched it. But my mom still has never watched it. Wow.
See, I used to watch all these. I watched The Firm. I used to watch all these like courtroom drama movies. I loved them. I ate them up when I was a kid.
I bet you ate them up.
Yeah.
No, but I need to watch it because I love Jack. I love Kiefer. I'm not a big Demi Moore fan. I don't think she's very good. I've never liked Demi Moore. Tom Cruise, maybe that's kind of what used to put me off because I used to really have no fucking tolerance for Tom Cruise. It just always, but now I've opened my heart to him a little bit more because when he's in a good movie, man, it's fine. It's so, yeah, I'll sit down and I love Kevin Pollak too. I think he's great.
Yeah.
Okay, so this has to be Todd's number 1. My number 2, Home Alone 2. I'm not going to assume, but for me, it's Home Alone 2. I mean, is it your number 1?
Yes, it is.
So we could just talk about it together.
Yeah.
So, Home Alone 2. What is there to say? This is another Wayne's World 2, Ghostbusters 2 thing where there's some people that really think there is a massive gap in quality. But okay, you could prefer the first one. I mean, I push the shove. I do too, but
I like the first one better. But they're both amazing.
There is not a huge fucking like chasm. There's not a fucking. They're not that far apart.
No,
if you like the first one, you're gonna find the second one hilarious. The second one gets even more slapsticky. Like it's just a sequel. It's like, hey, let's do everything the first one did, but we got to make it bigger. Let's take Kevin outside of the house. Now his house is entire New York, right? And Let's, like, you remember that thing where he set Joe Pesci's hair on fire? Let's do it again, except let's have him soak it in kerosene and the fucking toilet blow up.
Well,
It's
it
just-
was very, very controversial. I remember on the news and everything like that. They were saying like this one was like, teaching kids how to like, douse rope in kerosene and all that stuff. And there was some
The first one
backlash.
taught kids how to put a nail on the fucking
I know.
the basement step.
I know, but
But-
I remember there was some controversy around this one.
But they were doing the same. I get it. Sequelitis.
Yeah.
They were doing the same gags. Oh, the paint cans was so funny in the first one. Let's do it again. But now let's have this giant. Yeah, I get it. They
Mhm.
reused. They just made the gags bigger. But dude, they had, when you have like the electrocution,
Yeah.
iconic. And to this day, there is nothing I laugh harder at. Okay,
Oh, it's the greatest scream ever.
look, Desert Island, bullet to the head. I love them both, but I guess give me the first one. But what's the funniest moment between all of them? It
Oh,
is
yeah.
the electrocution.
Yeah.
It's so balls to the wall, stupid and ridiculous. And
The second one's more quotable.
they're both look, they're both perfect 10s.
Yeah.
So when we're like talking about like one's better than the other, it's really, we're just mincing words. It's not.
Splitting hairs. Yeah.
I love. I get it. The bird lady is just old man Marley. It's like we're doing the same shit. Oh, the lesson Kevin learned about judging people based on rumors didn't stick because he did the same shit with the bird lady. He was, well, not that long. He warmed up. Yeah, Kevin, run! I love all
you
of
have
it.
Tim Curry's hysterical.
Oh,
You have
dude.
Rob Schneider. I mean,
That's it. Come along, Cedric. Tim
Yeah.
Curry. He actually, you know what? When you bring up Tim Curry, it's like, fuck, man. That makes the meter almost go towards Home Alone 2 because he's so good. He's so funny. I love that dude. Get out of here, you nose little pervert. I'm gonna slap you silly.
Yeah.
Like,
you're
what-
cooking now, Frankie.
I don't understand. What was that improv, or did the director say, "Hey, I want you to react as stupid as you can, like how nobody would have reacted in real life"? I was like, "What the fuck is that? This is insane! Yes, with a gun!" And he's just one of the greatest character actors ever. He's such
He
a
is.
fucking delight and a treat. So yeah, yeah. So all right, so that was Todd's number one. So I guess we're just gonna jump. Let me go ahead and put Todd's here because he put
Yep.
Home Alone 2. 2. All right. My mom's been saying it the whole podcast, and she's right. I have
Well, I
to
already
give it to
knew.
Batman Returns. And this was tough between Home Alone 2 and Batman Returns. It almost felt like sacrilege, but it could be either one of them. But Batman Returns, I think, is the greatest comic book movie ever made. And I think it's the greatest thing Batman's ever been a part of. And it just hits everything. It hits that period, the same period as Home Alone 2, obviously. And it's a Christmas movie like Home Alone 2, but it's dark. To me, this is Tim Burton totally just, unchained. And Christopher Walken, just like Home Alone 2 has Tim Curry. Tim Curry is up there with like the Chris Walkens.
Oh yeah.
Like he's so good in this. And Christopher Walken is somehow, even though he's not based off a comic or anything, and he's not one of the marquee villains, he's somehow the best villain in the movie. Right? He doesn't have the Penguin's prosthetics to lure you in. He doesn't have the Catwoman skin type leather outfit to get you pulled in. He is just so slimy as like Max Schreck, obviously named after the Max Schreck from Nosferatu. He's awesome. I just love it. And I love the dark take on the Penguin, the mutated circus freak, and the Red Triangle gang, the circus gang. I think this movie is absolutely perfect. It's fantastic. People a lot of times gravitate towards the first one. I don't know.
I do. I mean, I like this movie, but I 89 still my favorite.
I love the first one. And the best part about the first one's Jack Nicholson.
Yeah.
But I think everything else about this movie, the second one, is better than everything else except for Jack Nicholson in the first one, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I think Gotham City is better in this movie. I like the overall gang, the villains, better in this movie. I like
Michelle
Bruce.
Pfeiffer is a smoke show in it. Yeah.
I think Batman's better in this movie. Everything about it is better. Yeah, Jack Nicholson is like fucking on fire in that first one. He makes that movie so amazing. And I love like Jack Palance and all there is something great about it. I do love it. I love it. I like how it's more noir. It's more based off like the old detective comics, the way Gotham City looks, and like Dick Tracy-esque. I love that. And I like how there's just no continuity, because in Batman Returns, just a few years later, Gotham City looks like a totally different place.
Yeah.
But I love it. And I remember it's got this one scene at the end where like where he's it's the end of the movie where Max Schreck has been exposed, and he's trying to like convince Selina to like, 'cause she's like losing her shit, to come let him help her or whatever. And I like when Max Schreck goes, "You're not just saving yourself. You're not saving a life. You're saving yourself." And he just takes him by the face and he shoves him. "Shut up. You're going to jail." And he shoves him down. I'm like, that's fucking Batman, dude. "Shut up. You're going to jail." And he just shoves him, dude. I love it. Batman was like a dark asshole. People hated that movie. Well, purists hated that movie because Batman was killing people. And they're like, "That's not Batman. Batman doesn't kill people." And it is. Batman does. Remember, he takes the strong man, he takes the diamondite, puts it in his pants, and he hits him, and he just walks away and lets him blow up. And he murders him.
I like that though. Yeah,
I love it. I'm like, who cares? I'm not a comic purist. I don't give a shit. They literally said, "Hey, Tim Burton is one of these Quentin Tarantino types where he is the marquee. You're not just getting a director for hire to give us a Batman movie. It's like asking Quentin Tarantino to do a Batman movie.
Yeah.
It's gonna have Tim Roth in it. It's gonna have like his fucking dialogue. It's gonna go through the Quentin Tarantino filter. And to me, that's what you got with Batman Returns. And I think that's the beauty of it. And I love it. I think it's perfect. It's also got it's got our boy Andrew Minarski as Chip, Dad, Mr. Mayor. Anyway, it's got the clown that I always thought was Ugg from Sleater Shorts. You remember when the mayor's baby gets kidnapped? Do you remember that?
Yes.
He's got the speech and the guy comes out of the sewer and he's like flipping, and he's like, "I'm not much word, so I'll just say thanks." And he back flips and he goes into the sewer, and it's all the ruse to get the people to love the penguin. Like, "Oh, it's the hideous penguin man. Please just take the baby. Don't hurt me." And he comes up, "Go, go, 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 go." I always thought that was Ugg, dude, because he looked like.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I didn't know.
I can't remember what he looks like.
But they has that close up. It's like, so I just like say thanks. I'm like, that sounds like ugly, but it wasn't. Anyway, yeah. My mom's. Aaron's correct. It's the best. It's such a good movie. And it has nothing to do with comics or anything else. As maybe you hate it if you're a comic purist. I don't know. But just as a movie, as like a cinephile, I don't care. Like, let's screw the comics.
Yeah.
It's just the best. It's just such a great flick. And I love how stupid it is. Catwoman gets pushed out of looks like a fucking 30-story window.
Yeah.
She survives it. And these cats bring her back to life and give her cat powers. Okay. And I just love, that's the greatest scene in the movie, by the way, where Max Schreck is intimidating her and pushes her out the window. That's what makes him like the worst villain. He is just, because he's real, dude. You don't think we don't have those billionaires walking around that have like taken out a few people to get to the top? Oh, shrewd. Okay. But that does not make me, anyway. Okay, so my mom says, "I can't believe nobody mentioned My Cousin Vinny as lower on the list." It's great.
There's so many movies,
but I just had to make the cut somewhere. My Cousin Vinny's great. Marissa Tomei's doing cons now, dude. She's gonna be at Phoenix Fan Fusion.
I'd love to meet Marissa Tomei.
Phoenix Fan Fusion is like at the big convention center, so it's like the big convention center. But still, it's fun. It's like it's the kind of place where the vendors are on a totally different floor. And like all the guests, it's big. It's like it's like the San Diego Convention Center with the whole Comic-Con. But yeah, it's crazy. Like all the big celebrities will do those big ones now. But
yeah.
But anyway, yeah, I thought that was crazy. Blaine Burton's first 5 films were perfect, absolutely. And then that guy got in bed with Disney and started sucking the House of Mouse's dick, and he fell out in a bad way. And now he's back out of the clutches of Disney, but it's probably too little too late, but yeah, his first 5 films are amazing. It's too bad he couldn't have been more like Tarantino and just like sort of just stayed, Tim Burton and made the film, whatever. But anyway, a lot of fun. I had a great time with this ranking. What'd you guys think? Did we miss anything? What was the one that we should have included? Something we should get lampooned over. But anyway, so let us know. I want to do some more of these more often. I like doing, the tier lists are fun. I want to do some of these. I want to make my way through various years and do these more often too. So we're going to try and mix up all the streams to be something like these, these fun sort of things that produce a lot of conversation and whatnot. But anyway, if you're watching this after the fact, let us know what you thought. Like I said, let us know what we missed and let us know. I figure we're just going to go in order of years. I don't think we're going to jump around.
Yeah.
But let us know what year you're looking forward to. And if you dug it and you're new, please subscribe, like the video, feel, need to share the channel if you want. And if you are new, we've been around a long time. We've got well over 1,000 videos. Go enjoy yourself and leave feedback. It's a lot of fun going back in the time capsule and seeing, where we were in 2011 all the way to today. But yeah, new people are always welcome aboard. If you want to support us extra, we do have a membership. Hit the join button below, $2.99 a month. You want to help us out a little bit more, we offer an exclusive commentary every month. And it should be going up this weekend. Texas Chainsaw Massacre: The Next Generation is the newest one. And here in the next couple of weeks, we'll be doing the next one. So a little bit extra for you guys for the support. And yeah, that's all we got for now. Oh, and by the way, if you're a member, let us know if you have any ideas for the member commentary, because I am all ears for it. I mean, you guys can help dictate that,
Just so it's not Death Becomes Her. Just kidding.
Okay. Yeah. Good night, everybody. Have a good one. Bye-bye.